The other major change from ArcMap to ArcPro is the new ribbon system. Ribbons, which go across the top of your screen here, replace many of the toolbars in ArcMap. These ribbons can either be locked into the top, like so, or collapse down so that they only show when you click on them. You can click this pin button over in the bottom right corner of the ribbon to keep it locked in again. Ribbons are new to GIS, but if you've used MicroStation or really any Microsoft Office product within the past 15 years or so, you're probably familiar with the basic idea. Ribbons are organized via 3 levels. At the top level, you have the full ribbon, which contains all tools used for a particular workflow. Within a particular ribbon, tools are organized into groups of tools that have similar functions. Finally, within that group, you have the individual tools. Which ribbons are available is context sensitive. Depending on what you have selected in your main view, different ribbons may be available to you. I won't go over many of the individual ribbons here in this video, but I will go over just a couple of the major tools that have changed function between ArcMap and ArcPro. The first and primary ribbon available when you have a map selected in your central view is the Map ribbon. The default tool on the Map ribbon is the Explore tool. This functions like the Pan tool and the Identify tool from ArcMap in one. You can both click and drag the map around or click on a feature to see details about it. This allows you to explore data in an easier way than was possible in ArcMap, where you had to flip between Pan and Identify tools. To the right, we see the Layer group and the Base Map tool here. You may have noticed if you've opened a map that in ArcPro, a base map is opened automatically when you start a new map. If you want to change the base map, instead of going into Insert Data, you can just use this Base Map tool to select the base map you want. If you don't want to see the base map at all, you can just come over to your Contents pane and uncheck it. Further toward the right are the selection tools. These include the Basic Select tool, which allows you to select features from the map, the Select by Attributes and Select by Location tool, the Attributes tool, which just opens the Attributes pane, and if you have something selected, the Clear Selection tool and Zoom to Selection tool. Clicking the Zoom to Selection tool will zoom in towards the particular feature that you have selected. The last group of tools I'll talk about on the Map ribbon are the labeling tools. Playing around with these tools will allow you to adjust how labels draw on the map. For one, if you're panning around a map, you can pause labeling to turn it off temporarily so that the map will draw quicker as you zoom in and out. Just click the pause button again to turn your labels back on. You can also use this Convert tool to change your labels to annotation, which will allow you to move them individually. On the Insert ribbon, the two most important tools you'll need to know are the New Map and New Layout tools. Since the Map and Layout view toggles in the bottom of the screen are gone in ArcPro, when you want to open a new layout for the first time in your project, you'll need to go to the Insert ribbon and hit New Layout. From this drop-down, you can select the page size for the layout that you want to create. After you've created a layout, it'll appear in your tabs here, and you can just navigate back and forth between it and your map. If you want to create a new map in the same project, you can use the New Map tool, which is conveniently next to the New Layout tool. Do this instead of creating a new data frame in your Contents window, as you would have done in ArcMap. From the Analysis ribbon, you can click the Tools button to open the Geoprocessing pane, where you can run many geoprocessing tools such as clips, erase, intersections, etc. You can also adjust your environments here. This allows you to do things like change where outputs from a particular tool will be written by default. The View ribbon has a couple of useful tools, especially for a beginner. For one, if you've lost your Contents or Catalog pane, you can use these to open them back up. If I accidentally delete my Contents pane, just hit this button and it appears back where it was. If you're totally lost, you can also hit Reset Panes and Reset Panes for Mapping to remove all panes except for your Contents and Catalog, so that it looks just like it did when you started work. The View ribbon also has a new color vision simulator, which can allow you to see if your map is going to still be readable by someone who has a color vision deficiency. The Edit ribbon is probably pretty self-explanatory. From the Edit ribbon, you can create new datasets, modify your existing datasets, or adjust annotation. You can also turn on and off snapping from the Edit ribbon. The Share ribbon is the last major map ribbon I'll talk about. From the Share ribbon, you can bundle your project into a project package so that it can be shared, or export your map to a PDF or PNG so that you can share a static image with someone. When you have a layout active, the available ribbons change considerably. The most important change you'll notice is that the Map ribbon has naturally been replaced by a Layout ribbon. The most important tool I use on the Layout ribbon is this Activate Map Frame button. If you click this button, you can now zoom in and out of the map frame within your layout without having to go back to the actual map. When you're done zooming in and out, you can click this back button to go back to your regular layout and not worry about accidentally moving the map around anymore. The layout also contains a lot of context-sensitive ribbons depending on what element you have selected. For instance, if you have text selected, you can see the Text ribbon, which allows you to change font, font size, font color, etc. When I have the Map Frame selected, I instead get a Map Frame ribbon, which allows me to do things like add a border to the map frame. The buttons present in these context-sensitive ribbons are similar to what's present in the element window that opens if you right-click and hit Properties on a particular element. That means that it's often your choice whether to work with the ribbon or the pane. It's just a matter of preference. There are many other context-sensitive ribbons, which I won't go over in any detail here. I encourage you to explore the ribbons on your own and see what's available to you. In the next video, I'll talk about how to connect to TMS in ArcGIS Pro.